Okay, this is question 8 from textbook page 241 based on chapter 9. So question number 8, consider the accompanying graph, then answer the questions. This graph has the possible prices faced by a competitive firm, and average of the total cost, average of the variable cost, and marginal cost, as you can see. Okay, question A, which demand curve indicates that the firm is earning normal profits? Normal profit means zero economic profits. So we just have to figure out where total revenue is equal to total cost. That means average revenue is equal to average cost. Average revenue simply means price, and average of the total cost has to be equal to that price in that normal profit situation. So that is actually going to happen when the demand curve is shown by D, this here, because only on this demand curve, if price is P2, you can see that the total revenue is going to be this P2 times whatever quantity this firm is selling, and total cost is also going to be this area of this rectangle, which is equal to total revenue. So notice that this is happening at the minimum point of the average total cost, because minimum point of the average total cost is through which the demand curve is passing, and marginal cost must also pass through the same point because marginal cost curve passes through the minimum average total cost, right? That we know from our chapter 9 discussion. So here total revenue can be shown by this whole rectangle here, and total cost is also this whole rectangle here, and therefore profit is 0. Okay, so here the answer to part A is D. Yeah, just D. Part B asks us, which demand curve indicates that the firm is earning abnormal profit? That means positive economic profits. So if you look at D double prime here, that's the demand curve, that's the price. If that price exists, this firm is going to make some positive profit, right? And you can actually show that positive profit amount in this graph itself. So we know that when price is going to be P1, this firm is going to keep on producing as long as marginal cost is below P1, and it will stop producing when marginal cost equals P1. So it will produce up to this point, in which case we know that quantity of output produced in this case, and the total revenue therefore is going to be this quantity times this P1 price. So area of this big rectangle is going to give you the total revenue, and to find total cost, you just first find the average cost for this given quantity. Average total cost is shown by this point on the average total cost curve, because there's the average of total cost when you produce Q1, and therefore the total cost is this average cost times the quantity that you produce. So in that case, quantity is this much, and therefore this dotted rectangle would show you the total cost, and this bigger rectangle already showed you the total revenue, and the difference between them would be the positive amount of profit that this firm makes, which can be shown by this striped rectangle here. So answer to this part B is quite simple. D double prime is the answer to this question. So let's move on to part C of this question. Let me erase whatever I drew before. Okay, part C. Which demand curve indicates that the firm is indifferent between shutting down and producing? So that's simply our shutdown point. We saw it repeatedly in our lectures and our previous exercises that shutdown point is the minimum point of average variable cost. If price is anywhere below this minimum point of average variable cost, the firm does not operate. It doesn't make sense to operate. Demand curve D prime is showing us the demand where the firm is indifferent between shutting down or not. So I'll write D prime to be the answer to part C. Part D, which curve is the firm's supply curve? Well, we know that marginal cost curve shows the competitive firm supply curve, because depending on wherever the price is, the firm always makes its output decision on the marginal cost curve itself. However, not the entire marginal cost curve shows the supply curve, because below the minimum average variable cost, the firm produces 0 units. So marginal cost curve doesn't show us how much this firm is producing. So the portion of the marginal cost curve which lies above the minimum point of average variable cost is a competitive firm supply curve. So in this case, this is going to be the competitive firm supply curve. Okay, so you could say that in this diagram, the portion of marginal cost curve which is shown by BAC is going to be this firm's supply curve. Part E asks us, below which price will the firm shut down? Oh, well, that's quite simple. Below P3, this firm is going to shut down. That was too obvious. Okay, so this question and question number 8 that I posted earlier, sorry, 7 that I posted earlier, they might be helpful for you to solve some of your assignment questions. And I'll try to upload some more videos as I have time. Thank you.